Mindful Life Practice.
Okay, there, my microphone seems on. Okay, so we are going to start our yoga practice today in a butterfly pose, lying on your back. So bring your soles of feet together. Knees expand open, and then you choose what to do with your hands. Hands can be gripping overhead, opposite elbows. They can be resting on your belly. Maybe your hands are on your thighs. And then just take some deep breaths in stillness. And try to let this be a moment to almost disconnect from whatever you have going on in your life right now. And let this be an hour that is fully about you, fully about your yoga. And so we're going to move through a Vinyasa flow tonight that it's going to be like a mandala flow. And we're going to be specifically targeting the hips and the hamstrings. So we've kind of been progressively focusing on bird of paradise in the Vinyasa classes, and we're going to carry on with this. So let's take one more round of breath just here. And then take your palms onto the outsides of the thighs, draw your knees into your chest, and give yourself a little hug, rocking from side to side. And then I forgot to say this earlier, if you have something that you can use as a yoga strap, like a yoga strap or a shirt or something to hook around your foot, I should have mentioned to grab it. We're gonna get into a little bit of a hamstring stretch for the right leg. So you can hook the strap around your right foot, and then you can leave your left leg bent, or you might lengthen it all the way out. So I think the majority of you have signed the liability waiver. I didn't check to make sure everyone has. I know I saw many of your names on that list. If you haven't signed it, please make sure you do that. And just on that note, please be really mindful of what feels good in your body and what level you're at, right? There's no point in like tearing your hamstring because you're trying to stretch into that bird of paradise, right? Part of an advanced yoga practice is someone that has humility about it and patience towards it. Now let's take one more breath with your right leg extended. And now you're just gonna bend through your right knee. See if you can grab hold of your right foot, like your right big toe or onto the outer edge of the right foot. And then you're taking a half happy baby. So you're bringing your knee to the side, getting into the hip crease, and let's stay for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And then we'll just release the foot and then stretch the opposite way. So left leg extends. You're breathing into the tension in your left leg and try to have a little bit of a micro bend so you're not overdoing it. Sometimes I see people in classes that are like all like this. Try to be like heavy and grounded through your back and shoulders. And then just take one more inhale. And then one more exhale. And then let's release that strap, take the knee to the side, hook the fingertips around the left big toe, getting into your half happy baby, giving it 3, and giving it 2, and then 1. Let's release that. Interlace your palms on the back of the skull, just curl the knees up, and then we're going to move through. First, let's just start holding this neutral crunch, so you should feel kind of tension building in your core, a little bit of a shake, and give it 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Crisscross and hold. 1 elbow to 1 knee, lengthen the opposite legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the opposite way. Give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do 1 more of each. Opposite. And then just come all the way back into neutral, holding this little curl up crunch. Maybe you reach the arms instead alongside you, just breathing. And then just exhale, take it back down, palms onto the backs of your thighs. And let's do a little rock massage over through a table. Find yourself into this table. Actually, let's sit the hips back on the heels for a moment. So this is a stretch for the backs of the soles of your feet. If it's too much, you can always untuck and just come down here, okay? But if you're okay here, what we're gonna do is interlace your palms and then just kind of like wiggle through your hands so you're getting a wrist warm up. This, one of my guest yoga teachers did last night in her class. So awesome when you, as a yoga teacher, get to take other yoga teachers' classes because you like get great ideas from them, eh? Let's take 1 more of these little wavy things and then just release and let go, giving a little shake, shake. And then come into your table. Really press through the palms, root through the knuckles. Take an inhale, come into your cow. Take an exhale, come into your cat. 3 more, breath in, rippling like a wave. And then breath out, curling and contracting. 2. And then 1. And then bring your body back into neutral. Take a C curve to one side so you're gazing over one shoulder. And then C curve the opposite way. And then let's come up from back into our table and then tuck our toes and lift up and back to the first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. So finding yourself in this shape, I want you to make a V with your body. Hips are reaching up towards the sky, and maybe you bend through one knee and then bend through the next. So over my years as a yoga teacher, I got really obsessed with like trying to have a different flow every time, trying to do something completely different. And I've learned a lot over the past month of running this virtual studio and teaching every day. And something I've learned is that if I'm teaching a new pose or a new sequence every single class, then we're not like progressively building on what we're learning, if that makes sense. So I've tried to stop trying to be so creative and different and like get more into the rhythm of a flow. So let's take a breath in and come all the way forward into a plank, and we're gonna draw our navel in and hold here. If you need to be lowered on the knees, that's okay. What I don't wanna see is something like this. This is not a plank. So if your spine is hammocking down because you're building your core strength, then build it here, that's perfectly fine. Holding on for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, we're all gonna land on the knees, and I'm gonna teach you the first level of a Vinyasa Flow. So your elbows are gonna draw back. You're going to lift your heart up, snaking into a little back bend. You're gonna exhale back down, and then shift back to a down dog. Okay, so that's variation one. Second variation, you're gonna come forward. And this variation, you keep your knees lifted. Same thing, triceps draw back, chaturanga arms, and then you roll over the toes and lift your heart. Sometimes you got a little nice back crack, I love that. And then come all the way back to your down dog. Bend through your knees, gaze forward, and step your feet up to meet your hands. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold. And then inhale, lift your palms all the way up. And then exhale your palms into heart center, Tadasana or mountain. If you have an intention for your practice, feel free to acknowledge it now. And if you need a bit of intention, inspiration, what I'm working on is this idea that the posture never ends. I teach a fluid style of yoga, Vinyasa Flow. One posture flows into the next. And maybe today in this practice, you can consider the transitions as poses in their own right. That makes sense. The posture never ends. Take a breath in, palms reach up towards the sky, upward mountain. And then exhale, forward fold. In breath, halfway lift, lengthen, fingertips brush the shins. Exhale, lower back down, bend the knees, plant the palms, step your feet back. Flow through a vinyasa. Come all the way back to a down dog. Right leg lifts up, bend through your right knee, just take some circles through the hip. By the way, I think you guys all know this, but I teach a very do what feels good type of yoga. If you ever want to skip a vinyasa and just come back to child's pose, feel free. Take your right knee into your chest, hold it here for 3, for 2, and then for 1, you're going to take a big step forward with your right foot. Try to land it directly between your palms, and then rest onto your left knee. And let's actually just stay here with both our palms grounded. Normally, I lift us right up into Anjaneyasana, but I'm feeling like a nice stretch right now doing this. So let's just stay for one more breath. And then keep your left palm on the mat and spiral your right palm up towards the sky. Exhale your right palm back down. Walk your palms back as you get into the hamstrings and take 3 breaths. 2. And then 1 more. And then walk your palms forward, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, take your right palm up again. You're gonna roll onto the other edge of the left foot, take a big step back with your right foot, so your feet are stacking now and your right arm is extending, and you're just gonna stay here for 3, for 2, and then on 1, land your right palm back down and flow through vinyasa. Opposite side, left leg lifts. Bend through your left knee, take some circles. And then come all the way back to neutral. Draw your left knee in, zip it towards the chest, hold for 3, 2, and then 1, let's step that foot forward. So basically what you want to create here is a right angle from knee to ankle. And if your foot is back here, which is normal, just give it a big step forward until you find that alignment. You can use your hand to take it there. And then land the back knee, and we'll keep onto the fingertips and just get a deep stretch into the hip crease. And then keep your right palm grounded and take your left palm up towards the sky, twist. Take your left palm back, walk your leg forward, fingertips go back, take an inhale, take an exhale. Man, I'm feeling guilty right now about referring my dad as a hoarder. I don't think that's a very nice thing to say.
I want to change my words there. I want to say that he holds on to stuff. I don't think I should give him a label like that. It's not very kind. Anyway, love him dearly. He always has exactly what you need. Extra bike or the book that you're looking for. So walk your palms back, tuck your toes, lift your knees, step your left foot back, get strong, holding here for 3, for 2, and then for 1, lower down, move through your vinyasa, and then come back to your down dog. Let's take our right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. We're gonna do that movement again, speeding it up a little bit, so take some circles with your hip. And then lengthen out through your right leg. Draw your right knee in, step your right foot between the palms. Land onto the left knee. Inhale your right palm up towards the sky. Stay or land the palm on the sacrum, or maybe come into your full quad stretch if you have the space. And then let's release the foot, come forward, and then walk your palms back. Also, my dad is the genius who wrote that liability waiver. He's a lawyer, so he's good for a lot of things. Take 1 more breath, and then come all the way forward. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, side plank, Vashisthasana. Maybe your foot is here, maybe it's here, maybe it's here. All good, all different variations. Find the one that works for your body. Come forward, flow. Opposite side. Left leg lifts, knee circles. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of crickle crackling. I know I am. And then lengthen your leg out. Take your left knee all the way in. Step your left foot between the palms. Land onto the right knee. Keep your right palm where it is. Left palm lifts up. And then swim it back. And then find your twist. Maybe you take that little quad stretch. And then release the palm, and then walk your hands back and lengthen over the leg and take 3 deep breaths. Then walk your palms back, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, root through your right palm. Take your left palm up towards the sky, step all the way back, find your Vashisthasana, your side plank, holding on here. 3, 2, and then 1. Vinyasa. Come all the way back to down dog. And then let's come forward again to a plank. All right, from your plank, you are going to land onto your left elbow, take your right palm up, find yourself in a side plank, and then do 4 little sweeps. So right arm goes under and then extends back. 3 more. 2 more. And then 1 more. And then just come all the way, both elbows center. Take a couple breaths. And then roll the opposite way. Right elbow goes across, left arm lifts up, taking 4 of your curves. 3. And then 4. Come all the way back, both elbows down now. Yay, more core. There you go, Nadia. 5, 4, 3, 2. And then on 1, lower your hips, open your heart, and then breathe into your Sphinx. And then we're gonna lower back down. Take your palms alongside your hips. Draw your navel in, let your pelvis be heavy, let your belly be light. Lift your body up and then linger here, gazing down towards the mat. Take 5, 4, 3, 2. And then on 1, just lower. Take your palms underneath your shoulders and then come up through a table and all the way back to your down dog. All right, so we're gonna get into our Vinyasa Flow. The first thing we're gonna do is a little bit of a core arm balancing sequence. If you've done Vinyasa with me before, you've done it before. I just wanna give you one variation. If it's at too much at any point, you can be on your table doing your hand to knee, okay? That's a variation, feel free to come here. If you wanna do it from your down dog, we're gonna take our right leg up towards the sky. You're gonna bend through your right knee, stack the hips. Either stay here or ripple forward into your plank first. This is important. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, land your right tippy toes, and lift your heart into your wild thing. Come all the way back into a plank. Take your right knee into your chest. Stay here for 3, for 2, and then on 1, you're gonna rock star. So you're gonna extend your right leg out, land onto your left heel, and then come up with the left arm. Land your left palm, come all the way back into a side plank, and then you choose. I like to grab hold of my toes right now and extend up like this, but you don't have to do it. It's just something I'm working on. And then we're gonna step that right foot forward all the way into a lunge, so I'm gonna take it there, but you just might step it. All right, now, lift your arms and bring them alongside your body, so you're in this runner's lunge, and you have an extension through the right crown, not the right crown of the head, the crown of the head, okay? Inhale all the way up, length through your spine, and then exhale, open into a warrior 2. Okay, breathe in, reverse the warrior, and then exhale, come forward, extended side angle. And let's just take 3 more. Two more. And then 1 more. And then come all the way back into your warrior 2. Lengthen through your right leg. Wiggle your left foot in a tiny bit. Hinge, reach forward. Right arm alongside right leg. All right, you choose, you stay in the triangle or you shift forward into your half moon. And then a third option or variation I'm gonna give you is a sugar cane. So you're grabbing hold of your left foot with your left hand and stay for 1 more breath. Now, if you have the foot, release it. I want you to land both palms on the mat. Now frame the foot, walk your hands back, back, back. This is called your standing splits. And if you want to challenge your balance, you're going to grip your right palm onto your ankle and then your left palm onto your ankle. And if you've never done this pose with me before and you're like, what is this pose? It's because I hate it and I don't like teaching it. But you know what I'm gonna say next? We gotta do the things we don't like. Take 1 more breath. And then bend through the right knee, step all the way back, and we're gonna spiral all the way up into a wide-legged forward fold. Breathe in, and then exhale, fold forward. Keep your right fingertips on the mat. Inhale your left up towards the sky. And then exhale it back down, twist the opposite way. 1 more of each. And then exhale it, twist. And then come all the way back through center, hands on the hips. Press through your feet, come all the way up to stand. Turn your left toes to the back. Now lift off of your back heel and square up your body so that you're in this crescent lunge. For this pose, you need a wider stance with your feet. So wiggle them out a little bit. And then we're gonna bend the right knee and hover it right over the mat. Okay, staying here. Take your arms out. Weave into eagle arms, so right arm underneath the left. Maybe you're gripping opposite shoulders. Maybe you're weaving them together. Keep the bend in the back knee. 3, 2, and then on 1, I want you to challenge yourself. Lift off into a warrior 3 with this eagle arm. Slowly tilt up to stand. Take your right knee with you. Cross your right thigh on top of your left, and now you're in Eagle Garudasana. Sit a little lower. This is my dad's least favorite yoga pose. He says he looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa when he does it. Take one more breath. And then I want you to come all the way up to stand, expand everything, lift through your right leg. Maybe you hook your fingertips around your toe, just like we did laying down. You might just have your hands around your shin. And if you want to go into a full extension with the leg, go ahead. So you're still facing the back of your mat. I just turned so you can see me. Oh, now I've lost my balance. Hold whichever variation you're in for 3, for 2, and then for 1, you're gonna step your right foot in front of the left, inhale your arms up, and then exhale, take it forward, forward fold, over your crisscross legs. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Lift onto your tippy toes, quarter swivel, hands on the hips. Step your left foot wide. Turn your left toes to the front of the mat, bend through your left knee. Warrior 2, inhale, reverse. Exhale all the way back, windmill palms to the mat, frame the foot. And now we're gonna fly into side angle on the opposite side. Fly is probably not the right word. You're gonna roll onto the other edge of the left or right foot, step your left foot back. Maybe you go through that bind if that's something you're building towards. And then I want you to release your left palm, keep your left toes lifted if you can, and then take a one-footed vinyasa. And then come back to your down dog. All right, that was our dancing flow on one side. Let's take the opposite side. Catch your breath. Maybe take a child's pose. Actually, I'm gonna grab a sip of water from my gigantic water bottle. It measures how much water I should drink by hour. Right now I haven't even reached 12 p.m., so I have a bit of catching up to do. Okay, let's take the opposite side. So you're in your down dog. Take your left leg up towards the sky. Bend through your left knee, stack the hips, either stay here or ripple forward, and then flip your dog. In this pose, your left heel is lifted, you're on the outer edge of the right foot. Come all the way back, zip your left knee into your chest, stay for 3, for 2, and then for 1, rock star, left leg out, right heel lands, take the right arm up towards the sky. Come onto the right palm now, take your left knee back in, roll onto the other edge of the right foot, bring your body up into this pose, and then take a step forward with your left foot. All right, let's come into that runner's lunge first, so arms are alongside the body, and then inhale all the way up. Exhale, open into your warrior 2, and then let's move with our breath. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. 2 more. And then 1 more. And then come all the way back up, lengthen through your left leg, wiggle your right foot in a tiny bit. Hinge forward, left arm alongside left leg, and then shift your body weight forward and bring yourself into your half moon. And then maybe you're good here and maybe you kick the heel towards the bottom. Let's release the foot. Come all the way down, land both palms, square off your hips, walk your hands back. Maybe you can grab one ankle and then maybe the next. Please be careful. If your balance feels off, support yourself so you don't fall. But also it's okay if you fall. And then let's just land the palms and flow all the way back. And then bring your body forward into your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, lower. Breath in. And then breath out. 2 more. 1 more. Hands on the hips, come all the way up. Turn your right toes to face the back of the room. Lift off of the back heel. lower. Remember to widen your stance for this one. This is called a closed hip lunge because our hips are closed towards the front of the mat. And generally in these closed hip poses, we have to have a wider stance for stability. All right, take the arms up. This time I believe it's your left arm underneath the right. And set yourself up with those eagle arms. Remember, you can grip opposite shoulders. And then trust your way forward into your warrior three. And if this arm variation doesn't work for you, then just unwind it. Let's tilt up to stand. Cross the left thigh over the right. Eagle pose, 3, 2, and then 1. Unwind everything and either just take your left knee into your chest and stay here, or grab hold of the foot and extend the leg. 1, 2, and then 3, crisscross. Breath in, you expand, and then breath out, you fold forward and you feel this deep stretch along the calf. Inhale, and then exhale. One more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale all the way up. Hands on the hips, lift onto your tippy toes, quarter swivel. Big step with your right foot, right knee turns out, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, lower. Leave your left palm where it is, take your right palm up towards the sky. And then we're gonna roll our way into the side plank on this side. Give it 3, give it 2, and then give it 1. Maybe you take that one-footed vinyasa. And then I think we should all take a rest in a child's pose. So sit your hips back. Rest your hips on your heels. Maybe a sip of water or a towel off of sweat. Take deep breaths. And so now that we've gotten the rhythm of that flow, we're gonna take a journey through it the second time. All right, so know that you can stay in your child's pose for a little longer. That is also yoga. When you are ready to join us, we're gonna congregate back in our down dogs. And then we'll start again. So right leg lifts up, 3-legged dog, bend through the right knee, maybe come forward, flip your dog, wild thing. And then come all the way back, take your right knee into your chest. This time you're gonna take it across to the right elbow, and I want you to like zip the knee up 1, 2, and then 3 times. Take the knee across to the left elbow, zip it up 1, 2, 3 times, and then extend it out, rock star. Come all the way back. Move your body into your side plank, the Vashisthasana. Find your variation. My leg is getting straighter and straighter every time I see. It's kind of cool to see that progress. Step forward. When I have these time lapses of my practice, it's kind of cool. All right, let's hover the body forward into that runner's lunge. And then inhale all the way up, warrior 2. This time take 1 reversed warrior, and then come forward into your extended side angle. Now, you can just stay here. If your shoulders are particularly tight, if your hips are particularly tight, stay at this level. You might also take the right palm down towards the mat. Maybe you play with the bind. Watch carefully if you haven't done this before. Left arm goes back, around the back body, right elbow bends, right shoulder lowers, then it goes around the opposite way. There's always someone that gets mixed up. And then you might be here in the bind, just working on this, that's cool. If you've been coming with me in this 30-day challenge, we are working towards our bird of paradise. And we've progressively practiced it all month. So this is also an option. And then let's lower the right foot back down and step back and unwind. Oh, lengthen through your right leg, walk your left foot in, hinge your body forward, find your triangle. And then let's lift off half moon. It's funny, I just made a connection to, I teach grade 1. If you want to take sugar cane, go ahead. And like, I'm teaching about how in grade 1, we have to review the same concepts over and over again, right? Like they have to practice addition and subtraction for like a few weeks. And it's funny how I only just made that connection now to yoga. Like we have to practice the same pose for a little period of time before we master it. Anyway, always learning. Extend the leg, land the palms, walk your hands back. Oh, standing splits, yay. Lift the leg higher, higher, higher. Maybe you can grip the ankle. Maybe you can grip it with the opposite hand. Find your balance. And then take a big step back and let's flow all the way fluidly into the wide-legged forward fold. And then inhale to expand and then exhale to close. Inhale, expand. Exhale, close. Inhale. And then exhale, and then one more. Hands on the hips, press through the feet, inhale all the way up, swivel. Left toes point forward, right foot steps up, bend through your bottom knee and hover. Arms lift up. Take those eagle arms, so it should be left arm underneath the right. I actually don't know if there's a right or wrong way to match the legs with the arms, we'll see. Shift your weight forward, warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. And then tilt all the way up to stand, and then cross into your eagle. Leaning Tower of Pisa, as Dad has lovingly named it. And then come all the way up again, unwind, take your right knee into your chest. So you can stay here, or you might hook your right toes and then extend again. Now we're gonna take 2 variations of this. I'm gonna turn so you can see my body. The first one, you're gonna open your leg to the side, okay? So I'm just gonna show you the modified version, open like this. And then if you have the extension, go ahead. That's always a thing yoga teachers do. They're like, I'm gonna show you the modified version when they know that they can't do the real version. Tricks of the trade. Take the knee all the way in. And now you're gonna take your left palm, grip it around either your foot or your knee. I'll do this one. And then you're gonna extend the right arm back. Maybe I can't do this one. Coming into a twist. So if you have the knee, it's just like that. All right, come all the way back through center. So you're still facing the back of your mat. And then this time, let's just step the right foot all the way back. And then come all the way again back into the warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, lower. Land your left palm, lift your right arm up. And then bring your body into your side plank. Hold whichever variation for 3, for 2, and then for 1, and let's give ourselves a little break. Either go through a vinyasa and up to your down dog, or just come into your child's pose. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. All right, guys, we got one more standing flow and then we're done. We got this. Come up to your down dog. Left leg lifts. Bend through your left knee, stack your hips. Maybe flip. Flipping your dog. Come all the way back, draw your left knee into your chest. Take your left knee to your left elbow. Do 3, 1, 2, 3. Left knee, right elbow, 1, 2, 3, extend the leg out, rock star. And then come all the way back, side plank. Take a big step forward with the left foot, and then find your body up into that low lunge, all the way up into warrior 2. Let's inhale, reverse. Exhale our way into extended side angle. And then you choose, you're here, maybe you're here, and then maybe you're coming into that bind. And if you want to explore bird of paradise, then be my guest. First time I did this pose was like, I think, actually, first time I ever did this pose was in my teacher Jillian's class, who is teaching Power Vinyasa for the Mindful Life practice tonight, which is really cool. In 2014, step back, come all the way back into your warrior 2, lengthen through your left leg, and let's wiggle the right foot closer, and then come into your triangle. But what I mean to say by that is I was doing yoga for about 5 years before I did that pose for the first time. So if you're judging yourself and you're like, why can't I do it? Just try to lighten that judgment a little bit if you can. Tilt your way forward, half moon, and then maybe sugar cane, maybe not. Let's release the foot, and then come all the way into that standing splits. Lift your leg higher, higher, higher. 3, 2, 1. Step it all the way back. Flow all the way into your wide-legged forward fold, and then move with your breath. Hands on the hips, tilt all the way up. Right toes face the back of the room, lift off of the left heel, and then widen your stance and hover. So in bar, we do this for about 3 minutes while we're lifting weights at the same time. People think bar is like kind of dainty, and then they experience it and they're like, oh. So that's what that was. Lift your arms up, and then cross your right underneath your left this time, eagle, and then tilt your body weight forward. Come up to stand, crisscross. Find your balance, or wobble all over. And then on your inhale, expand everything. Take the knee with you. Grip a hold of the shin. Perhaps the toes. And then we'll take those 2 variations. The first one, knee goes out to the left, and your right arm extends. And then you're gonna pass the knee into the right palm, and then extend your left arm back. And then come all the way back. What did I do? I stepped this foot all the way back, didn't I? Yeah, okay, and then I came all the way back into warrior 2. There we are. The left foot is forward, right foot is back. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, come all the way down. One last side plank, you got this. And then journey all the way back to your child's pose. Let's go all the way there. Land the knees, sit the hips back, and then rest. All right, so we did a bunch of forward folding. You can come up to sit on the heels. I'm gonna give you 3 options for back bends. If it's in your practice, I'm not gonna teach it, but if you wanna come directly into wheel, go ahead. If you want the mildest possible back bend, if you're a beginner or if you have back issues, I'm gonna teach you bridge, and then I'm gonna give the 3rd one after. Okay, so this is the mildest version. Bridge, you press your feet on the mat, you lift your hips up, and then you're here, okay? If you want to take the middle, we're going to take camel pose, Ustrasana. So for your camel, I'm going to come closer so you can see me. I want you to take your hands and press them upwards to support your sacrum. Okay, and then you're going to kind of lean your heart back. And then maybe you're just here. And then you might be able to reach your palms onto your heels. And you're keeping your chin tucked. This is called Jalandhara Bandha. It's real, I didn't make it up. Jalandhara Bandha, and what that means is chin to chest lock. Bandha means lock in yoga. To come up out of that, support your spine and slowly let it realign, and then send some breaths in and out. And then sit your hips back on your heels. We're all gonna congregate on the mat. So just slowly, slowly make your way back down, not rushing the process. Land your feet, and then you can just rock from side to side. And we're gonna totally slow it down. Take a little hip opener and then take a twist. So now I'm going to show you two options for a hip opener. If you don't have a wall nearby, you can just take your eye of the needle. You're going to cross one ankle and then lift your right foot up and then interlace your palms either on the back of the thigh or on the shin, or maybe you just push the left knee away, okay? If you do have a wall, this can be nice for some people don't like it, but I'll just show you. So you're going to press your left foot into the wall and then cross your ankle on top of your shin, and basically what this is gonna do is it just relieves your arm. You don't have to pull. So I love this. My friend Julia, who Nicole knows, we worked in Kuwait together, she told me once that this variation just doesn't do much for her. She prefers it off the wall. And that was a really interesting conversation for me as a yoga teacher, because sometimes you think like, you know, whatever feels good in my body feels good in everyone's. And it's really good when people say stuff like that. Like, this variation didn't work for me, because it reminds you that, you know, we all have very different experiences. We all have very different stories. And what feels good for one person will not feel good for someone else. Take one more breath. And then let's crisscross the opposite way. And then release the foot. And then take your knees into your chest, open the arms into cactus arms, drop your knees over to the left. Just occurred to me as well that my mom has, this is a total tangent about me. My mom has had the same furniture for like years and years. It was hand-me-downs from our great grandmother, and you know, it's all kind of old stuff, and so it's all very big. My opinion is that it's all too big for her house. So maybe if we go home, if I have to go home, I can take this opportunity to redecorate, and then I'll create space for myself to do my yoga. The point is, don't worry, if I get evacuated, I'm gonna keep this going. Let's take our knees all the way up and then twist the opposite way.
Okay. And before we come into our meditation or our Shavasana, if there's any last yoga poses that you want to do to complete your practice, go ahead.
The one thing I'll ask is that it's not a headstand. Trying hard to avoid Shirasana because I think the cervical spine is a very vulnerable part of the body. More than welcome to do that after class. And then let yourself just come into stillness. Whatever shape that might be. Try to experience the breath like a wave. Rushing forwards and back across the shore. Rush. The breath like a wave is washing through all the nooks and crannies and organs and muscles of your body. It's kind of like a wave of water, doesn't miss any cracks or, goes over and in between all the rocks. The air reaches everywhere and everything. We'll stay with this meditation on the breath for just a moment more. Knowing that I will bring you back when the time is up. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly. Into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were this moment to arrive. Just give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. If you're seated, you can just stay where you are. And if you're on your back, give your body a nice big stretch. We're going to make our way all the way up to crisscross, and you can either have the hands on the lap or at the heart center. It is 4:59 right now. I know, Nicole, you have to rush off to work. If anyone else has anywhere to go, feel free to just sneak off. My yoga teacher, Rolf, he says that if we go over time as yoga teachers, it's astiya. We're taking people's time. Try my best to be 60 minutes. Let's sign off with an Om. And if you want to join, we'll inhale, exhale, and then inhale through to make an Om. So take a breath in, breath out, breath in. Thank you guys so much for sharing the space, for sharing the practice. May all beings be happy, healthy, and free, and may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. Om Shanti, 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 peace. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice.